And good evening, and welcome to An Evening in Jackson. I'm your host, Kristi Turnbow, and we're live at the Jackson Fairgrounds tonight, being brought to you by E Plus Broadband. Tonight is Dancing with the Stars 2022, and we have such an exciting show for you guys later on tonight, but we also have two very special guests with me this evening. I have the county mayor, Mr. A.J. Massey, and then Dr. Jennifer Graves with the Star Center. She is the new president of the Star Center, and I'm so excited that you were able to join us this evening. An evening in Jackson is a showcase. It's to highlight and enlighten you about your city and the people, places, and things that make it what it is. It's such an exciting time in Jackson. We've had so many great events. And I know when I come back in just a few minutes with our first guest, Mayor A.J. Massey, we're going to talk about his plans for the future for Jackson and Madison County and everything else that's been going on in our great city. So once again, thank you for tuning in tonight to An Evening in Jackson, being brought to you live from the fairgrounds for Dancing with the Stars.
Donating blood is safe, easy, and in less than an hour, you can save up to 3 lives. If you've donated with us before, thank you. We can't wait to see you again. If you've never donated before, now is the time. Give blood at Lifeline Blood Services today.
When inventory is hard to find, we help provide it. When Jackson needs new construction, we build it. When your family is growing, we find the house that fits you best. I'm always looking forward to the next move in West Tennessee real estate. So how can I help you with your next move?
Can you tell which is which? Flying ant or termite? At Mac Pest Control, with 75 years of experience, a scientific background in entomology, and the latest techniques and technologies, no one does a better job of identifying and eliminating pests. No one. Mac always hits the target.
Mac, the bug stops here!
Free termite inspection now at
Mac Pest Control!
Donating blood is safe, easy, and in less than an hour, you can save up to 3 lives. If you've donated with us before, thank you. We can't wait to see you again. If you've never donated before, now is the time. Give blood at Lifeline Blood Services today.
And welcome back to An Evening in Jackson. I'm your host, Kristi Turnbow. We have as our very first special guest this evening, the new county mayor, Mr. A.J. Massey. A.J., thank you so much for joining us tonight.
Absolutely. Good evening, Kristi. Great to be here. Very excited to be here.
I am so grateful for you doing this. You've been in office how long? 2 months?
Well, not that I'm counting, but 2 months on Tuesday.
2 months
next week,
on
yeah.
Tuesday.
Yep.
And I know you have so many exciting things planned, but, part of An Evening in Jackson is for the show to get to know the people behind the position, so to speak.
Absolutely.
So I know you were raised in Jackson. You've been in Jackson for a very long time. Went to Jackson Central Mary?
Graduated from JCM, from Union University. I have a couple degrees from there. So I'm well established in Jackson, Tennessee, for
but
sure.
Something I didn't know until I did some research on you is that you also played football down at Ole Miss.
Yeah, I played a little bit of football. I was a walk-on. I was a specially invited walk-on, so that means nothing more than I just gave it a shot.
But it doesn't matter. I mean, that's still.
Oh, it was great. I mean, I was down there in the years of Romero Miller and Deuce McAllister and Eli Manning, and
right.
So it definitely an experience I'll never forget. Never regretted doing it for a minute.
But so you've been here in Jackson, graduated, and then you went to Union. You got your undergraduate at Union.
Yeah, I have a business degree from Union, and then in 2012 went back and got my MBA.
Your MBA.
I've been a banker for 17 years, so been in banking until.
And that's how I got to know
that's
you
right,
know
yeah.
from so many years ago.
Until this last January when I resigned my job to kind of jump off the ledge, so to speak, and run for office. So,
but aren't you
out.
glad you did?
I am glad.
And I'm so excited because I know that you've got such a vision for what
Sure.
you want to accomplish in the years to come. To let our audience know a little bit more about you, you married your middle school sweetheart.
That's right. That's right.
Y'all been married almost 18 years.
That's right. 18 years in January. We met in 5th grade Sunday school class at church at Inglewood here in town, and really just kind of were friends. And then right during those middle school years, we kind of hooked up and been pretty much together ever since. We've been, like I said, 18 years in January.
2 little boys.
They're 2 boys
who I got to see at the International Arts and Food Festival.
Yeah, they're all boy. I mean, they're fun. They're good boys. We have a 9-year-old. He's in 3rd grade, and then we have a 3-year-old who is just keeping us entertained.
Oh, he was up on stage with you when we were up on stage at the International Art and Food Festival, and he was so adorable.
Well, I felt good because I was complimented on how good they acted.
Oh my gosh!
I don't think anybody needs to know the threats that they received before they came up there with me. But no, they did great. Like I said, they're good boys, and they're just like me. They're trying to get accustomed to this new world of everybody knowing Daddy and Daddy having to talk to everybody.
Right.
So.
Well, and plus that was such an amazing event.
Oh my goodness!
I so strongly believe in that event. I think it's one of the best things that this, city and county and this whole area does.
Absolutely.
But can you tell us a little bit about what your plans are for the future for the Madison County and all of West Tennessee?
Well, Madison County is about 100,000 residents,
right.
And it is diverse. It's that multicultural experience.
Very much so.
And I want to see us just to maximize the opportunity that's coming to Madison County and West Tennessee over the next 10 to 20 years. We have so many good industry. We had a big 450 job project announced last month, Georgia Pacific, and that's a big deal. But we're coming up very quickly on Blue Oval City in Brownsville. That's 6,000 jobs. There's 15,
and that's going to be here like this.
Oh my goodness, yes. And there's 15,000 jobs during the construction period, and so all those people have to live somewhere. They have to work somewhere. They have to worship somewhere. They have to spend their money somewhere. We want them here, and so that's what we're going to do. We're going to try to clear the path and make Jackson and Madison County a place people want to live, and that. You do that with cost of living. You do that with safety. You do that with quality schools. You do that with events like this, frankly, that make the quality of life high.
Well, and that's what I always say about Jackson and West Tennessee in general. Who doesn't want better schools and better sidewalks and better city parks? And that's why I love my job so much, because I feel like I can help bridge that gap.
Absolutely.
For local businesses to get their name and information out there to all of West Tennessee. And I feel like that's just a hand-in-hand thing. And then you guys leading all of us with your vision and where we're going.
So our product, Mayor Conger and I, City of Jackson and Madison County, our product to sell is our community.
Exactly.
I just have to convince someone to invest in us, either with their time, their money, their business, buying a home here. So it's a full-time job selling our community. I have to sell my ideas to the county commission, to my leadership, that my voting body, and so my job. This job is really a PR and a sales job. My job is to market Jackson and Madison County to the world, and then of course market it to the citizens. And we have things we got to fix, but we're on the right path. And honestly, I mean, the sky's the limit. It really is.
Well, and then what I always say too, and one of the reasons I wanted to do an evening in Jackson and to focus on Jackson and what's going on here, not just in our county but all of West Tennessee, is to let people know what an amazing place we live in.
We do. That's right.
And how many things they may not know or they may have forgotten about.
That's right.
I always like to give a little tidbit, like a little history about what's happened in Jackson, but also what amazing things there are to do. There's something going on in Jackson and West Tennessee, I say pretty much every single night.
Absolutely.
Dancing with the Stars is a great annual event. You danced a couple of years ago.
I did.
I danced a couple of years ago. Were you as nervous as I was?
Well, I'm a theater kid. I grew up in musical theater, and my mom was a music teacher, and so the stage never bothered me. Now, dancing with all eyes on you is a different ballgame. I've been on stage with an ensemble or 3 or 4 other people. That's different. But when it's you and another person, that ups the level of stress.
Well, I think, too, and because I danced as a child and then, was a cheerleader for 1,000 years and did all this other stuff. But I think because it's our peers. We know everybody in the audience.
Absolutely.
So
well,
we've got almost 1,000 people here tonight.
Absolutely. Well, practice. We spent hours practicing and getting down to where it was just second nature. We knew what was happening next, and it was just getting out there. Really, the hardest part, I think, for us was calming down enough to not get ahead of the beat.
Yes.
Just make sure we hit our marks and did things just because you get so excited. The crowd's cheering you on. Your adrenaline goes through the roof, and it's hard to get slowed down enough to actually hit your beat.
Right. So some of the things I always like to ask my guests are, is there a book or a quote or a Bible verse or something that really drives you?
Sure. Well, Philippians 3:14 is kind of my life verse. I press on toward the goal to reach the heavenly call in Christ Jesus. So, that's my daily press on. It's kind of my daily goal. So,
and you're also a deacon
that's
in
right. I'm a deacon in
Inglewood.
Inglewood. That's right. And so don't tell them I danced here. But a little
this
different.
Is for a great cause.
That's right. But and as far as books go, anything leadership, I'm a big fan of leadership study and and leadership theory. Probably First Break All the Rules by Marcus Buckingham was kind of one of those linchpin moments in my life. When I read that book, it changed my outlook on how we view success and failure in our lives.
Right. Well, and, for the vision that you have to have for our county and to move forward and to take it to where more things like the Blue Oval come in, you have to have that kind of, thing that's backing you up, so to speak,
Well, so
and giving you that
here's
extra
the unique
vision.
thing about that book. So First Break All the Rules, the premise of it is, real quickly, is traditionally we were told to focus on the things we didn't do well and try to do better at those. Well, this kind of flips that on its head and says, find the things that we already do better, that we're naturally good at, and put more effort into those. And so you look at our county, there's some things we need to work on, but if I spend all my time focusing on the negative, when we have some things that are already going well that we can give a shot in the arm to, we're missing out. We could be the greatest city in the world at X, but if we focus on Y too much, we're going to miss out on being the greatest of all time.
Well, and I agree with that, because I always say if you don't toot your own horn, nobody else is going to either.
You're exactly
and
right.
so you've got to have someone like you that has the leadership ability
Sure.
to help move us forward.
Sure. And our people in Madison County are the reason I'm doing this. We have quality people. I was asked recently, a group of us went to Greenville, South Carolina to tour their city, and they had a BMW plant open in the early 90s, and so we went to see what they did and what they did right and wrong. And I was asked, what are the top 5 attributes of Jackson? Sell us on Madison County. And the first thing I said, well, it's cheesy, but it's our people. Just wait till the next natural disaster happens and look out your door.
Right.
And that whole Mr. Rogers quote, look at the people who are helping. There's always people helping. And Madison County has the best people, the kindest people. We have people that want the best for our community, are willing to sacrifice for it. And the Star Center is one of those great examples of that.
Yes, and I say that too, because I travel around the country for work as well. And that's the one thing I say, it's our people that make Jackson what it is.
Sure.
We've got just a few more seconds. We've got about 30, 45 seconds. Is there anything that you want the great folks of Jackson and Madison County to know?
I want
from
Jackson.
you, AJ.
Yeah, I just want Jackson, Madison County residents to know that that they're appreciated, that their voice matters, that our government is set up in a way that we need to be listening to you. We are hired and put to work by the voters, and so don't give up if you're not getting the response you want or any response at all. That is our job. We're hired by the voters and the constituents, and we're here to serve.
And you do a really good job. I know you've only been there for a little over 2 months, but I have all the faith in the world of you.
Thank you so much.
And
Thank you so
I'm
much.
so grateful. Once again, thank you.
Absolutely. Thank
for
you,
being
Kristi.
on the show tonight.
Absolutely. Glad to be here.
And I know we're going to be thinking about all these dancers.
I know it. I can't wait to see
We've
them.
been there and done that.
That's
and
right.
We were nervous. But once again, thank you. Our county mayor, Mr. A.J. Massey. And I'll be back in just a few moments for our next guest, Dr. Jennifer Graves.
Football is here. Get touchdown savings at McCoy's Heating and Air. Cooler weather is coming. Tackle the season ahead with McCoy's and be comfortable this season. To get your furnace ready, we are now offering one-time cleaning for only $90. Score big. Call McCoy's and schedule your $90 cleaning today. Call 731-668-7492 or visit airmccoy.com. McCoy's Heating and Air, Jackson's most trusted team of technicians.
That itsy-bitsy spider could be a biting, dangerous pest. Worried the spiders in your home are black widows or brown recluse? At Mac Pest Control, with 75 years of experience, a scientific background in entomology, and the latest techniques, no one does a better job of identifying and eliminating pests. Mac always hits the target.
Mac, the bug stops here!
Brown recluse? Free monitoring now. Call
Mac Pest Control!
After 25 years in our Skyline location at Podiatry Clinic of Jackson, we're excited to announce the move to a new, modern, and larger location just around the corner at 329 Coachland, continuing to provide the latest technologies and treatments to keep you on your feet and preserve your only natural transportation. Schedule your appointment today with board-certified Dr. Terry Holt, Dr. Nicholas Arcuri, and introducing Dr. Chris Beatrice at Podiatry Clinic of Jackson, 427-5581, or visit podiatryclinicofjackson.com.
When it comes to buying or selling your home, who you work with matters. Hi, I'm Madison Balding with Town & Country Realtors. Why do clients choose to work with me? We find the right home, we work with the right people, and I oversee the process to make it seamless. I understand balancing a busy life with finding a home. So you will have a tailored experience, and I will ensure the details are taken care of. Whether you're buying or selling, you deserve to feel confident. Call me today to work with someone who has a proven track record of success in today's market.
And welcome back once again to an evening in Jackson. I'm your host, Kristi Turnbow. We're live tonight at the Jackson Fairgrounds, and we're being brought to you by E Plus Broadband. I have my next guest with me, Dr. Jennifer Graves, and she is the new president of the Star Center, and we're getting ready for Dance with the Stars. Jennifer, thank you so much for being here. Should I call you Dr. Jennifer?
Just Jennifer. And thank you so much for having me. Thank you for being here. Is this not amazing?
It is so amazing. Every year when we do this show, I want people to realize, we've got 1,000 people that are watching us right now.
Exactly.
I'm not trying to make you nervous. But it's such an amazing event. Like AJ and I were talking a little bit ago, we both have danced before. We believe so strongly in the Star Centers, not just their mission, but that y'all want to help any person with any disability.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's just amazing. So can you tell me, I know you've only been in the role a short time. You started in June.
June 1st.
But you started, first of all, you went to college at Union. You graduated Union. And then you worked at Union for years and years and years.
Right.
Before you took the presidency of the Star Center. And you started the EDGE program. Can you tell us a little bit about that and why you're so passionate about what the Star Center does? Thomas,
in 1988, when the Star Center first began, I remember my professor at Union saying, hey, class, there is this new place opening up, and it's going to be phenomenal. It's called the Star Center. And I remember thinking, wow, that really sounds cool.
Right.
And it was always my goal to work with people with disabilities.
Well, and the Star Center opened in 1988. We help, or let me say, you guys help all 95 counties.
We do.
In the state of Tennessee. And that's something very few organizations can say.
It is a huge deal because we have people in Chattanooga, Knoxville, Nashville, Jackson, and we hope to have an individual that is totally serving Memphis in the very, very near future.
It's just amazing. And this event, one of the biggest fundraisers of the year.
It is.
Not just for the Star Center, but also for Jackson, Madison County. And, just thinking about how this event has grown. I think I danced in maybe the third year. So it's been a few years. We're coming up on our 10-year anniversary.
That's right. The first time I attended Dancing with the Stars was year 2. And it was at the Country Club.
The Country Club.
And it was very crowded and packed in with a few hundred people. And now 1,000 people are in this room.
We're sold out, yeah.
It's amazing to me. What a great night.
Yeah, it's so amazing. So, one of the things about an evening in Jackson is that we like, or I should say I like, to know the people behind the positions. So I know we talked a little bit about you were born and raised in Middle Tennessee, and then you came to Union, and I'm just going to say you're a native Jacksonian now. Because I've been here right at 30 years.
Yeah.
You've been here a little bit over 30 years.
Off and on, yes.
And so you're married and you have children.
I do. My beloved is here tonight. And we have 2 grown children, and my daughter is volunteering here tonight.
Oh,
so it's
wonderful.
When you get me, you get the whole Graves family. It's a family affair.
Make everybody show up. But can you tell us, now that you're the president of the Dream Center, Star Center. Oh, my goodness.
It's okay.
I'm so sorry about that. But can you tell us, moving forward, what your plans are?
We serve individuals in 6 different areas as far as speech therapy, assistive technology. We're working with vision. We're working with home care. We're putting people in jobs and helping them to be successful and more independent. But the next thing that I'm hoping to do at the Star Center is start a reading lab. The Star Center was known for years for their learning lab. But one of the things that's missing in Jackson, Tennessee and West Tennessee as a whole is an organization that will also serve people with dyslexia who have reading disabilities. And there's an estimate that 14 million to 32 million people in the United States have a reading disability.
And that number blows my mind because I don't think I could live if I couldn't read.
Exactly.
I'm one of those people that tries to read like a book a night. I'm like
Yeah,
crazy like that. But
I read
that's
all
one
the
of the things
time.
that really relaxes me.
Uh-huh.
And I've done it for so long. I mean, I can't.
Exactly.
So I'm all behind that. I think that's
Yes.
wonderful.
I think reading is the ticket to independence. It
Truly.
It-
You can self-educate yourself as well.
Exactly. And I want to help people become the best that they can be.
Right.
And reading is a door to that.
But you have to have that passion. And I know from just our earlier conversations, you were talking, because I always ask everyone, do you have a quote or a book or someone that really inspires you? And the two that you gave me, and I want you to tell our audience, because I absolutely thought it was the greatest answer I've ever had on my show.
My two heroes that have walked this earth would have to be Dolly Parton and Pat Summitt. They're two of the most brilliant women that have ever been on this earth. I mean, you got to think about it. Pat Summitt, winningest NCAA coach in history, male or female. Dolly Parton, I mean, hey, and if any of your audience has a connection with Dolly, I really want to meet her.
Yeah,
I mean,
do too.
she is amazing.
Yeah.
And what she has accomplished coming from so little as far as a socioeconomic background goes is just outstanding.
Well, and she has given back so much.
Yes.
As well as Pat Summitt.
Yes.
And also being women.
Uh-huh.
And being the trailblazers in two completely different fields.
Yes.
And thank, the good Lord for both of them.
Women in leadership, for so many years, you were thought to be mean or bossy if you had leadership qualities. And both of those women have proven that you're just being a leader.
Exactly. And there should be no difference between it all. No, I totally agree with that. Matter of fact, I saw a T-shirt after you and I spoke the other day that said Dolly for president. And I thought that was
for her.
And I was like, yes, I would do that too. So tonight, we've got 8 couples dancing.
8 couples. And they're phenomenal.
And in the show, amazing. I hope everybody stays tuned in because they can watch it live.
Last night I watched dress rehearsal and I was so amazed. I mean, when you stop and really think about the blood, sweat, and tears that have gone into getting ready for this event, these 8 couples have worked months to get ready, and they're good.
Well, and what AJ and I were talking about too is, even if you've been on the stage, so to speak, or you speak a lot in public, dancing in front of your peers is a big deal. It makes
really
you nervous
is.
in ways you didn't even think. So
We have a really special dancer tonight right before intermission.
Okay.
And this is a perfect time when my two worlds have intersected because one of the Edge graduates will be doing a dance before intermission. Her name is Casey Perkins.
Okay.
And I'm going to tell you, there won't be a dry eye. She is phenomenal. She has accomplished so much. And I think the people will be very impressed by what she's doing.
And once again, that just shows everybody how everyone that's a part of the Star Center is so passionate about not just helping these people grow in one or two ways, but in every single way, and to move forward with their life. Yeah.
Well, Casey actually works in Mayor Conger's office now.
Oh, does she?
And we're so excited for her. And again, that's employment. It's a part of what the Star Center does.
Right.
We connected a student, we connected a client with her skills and her abilities to help her become more independent.
Well, I know several of my clients, just being all over town all the time, have people from the Star Center as well. And I always make sure that I say, oh, thank you so much for that. So we've got about 30 or 45 seconds left. Can you tell me, what is your one overall goal? I mean, I know you've got $1 million for, the Star Center moving forward. But now that you're president, and the ball's in your court, so as Pat Summitt would say.
The ball is in my court, and it is my hope and prayer that we will continue to serve the West Tennessee community and the whole state of Tennessee with integrity and grace and compassion to help individuals with disabilities. One of the things that is very true is that people with disabilities are often the invisible people. We don't see them for who they are, but we're all created in the image of God, and we have to begin to see everyone that way.
Everybody, and we can't overlook. We'll be back in just a minute to An Evening in Jackson.
Donating blood is safe, easy, and in less than an hour, you can save up to 3 lives. If you've donated with us before, thank you. We can't wait to see you again. If you've never donated before, now is the time. Give blood at Lifeline Blood Services today.
When inventory is hard to find, we help provide it. When Jackson needs new construction, we build it. When your family is growing, we find the house that fits you best. I'm always looking forward to the next move in West Tennessee real estate. So how can I help you with your next move?
Donating blood is safe, easy, and in less than an hour, you can save up to 3 lives. If you've donated with us before, thank you. We can't wait to see you again. If you've never donated before, now is the time. Give blood at Lifeline Blood Services today.
And welcome back once again to An Evening in Jackson. I'm your host, Kristi Turnbow. We're live at the fairgrounds tonight for Dancing with the Stars 2022. And I have my special guest, Dr. Jennifer Graves, who is the new president at the Star Center. And Jennifer, we were talking just a few moments ago, and going back to Pat Summitt and Dolly Parton, but I know that you, when we were talking, you mentioned that Pat Summitt, there's a quote that you use, you know, pretty much reference every day in your life and that you have in your office.
I do.
Can you share that with the audience?
Pat Summitt once said that it is what it is, but it'll be what you make it. And that is something that before I came to the Star Center, I had it printed for each of the officers of the Star Center.
Right.
And I have it framed in my office. And when people say things like, oh, that's just the way it is, or that's the way we've always done it, but it's going to become what we make it.
Oh, totally.
Yeah, life
and we got to dig in our heels,
exactly.
and we still have to believe, and we have to have that passion
exactly.
to make the changes that are needed and to see those. And I love what you said about making the clients that you guys have at the Star Center visible.
Yes.
Because that is an audience that is almost invisible, like you said.
We want people to see every human for their quality and help them to have the highest quality of life possible. Right. And I think the only way we can do that is by educating the community and helping them to see who we are and what we can do to help individuals.
Well, in events like this, not only do they educate the community, but they also empower the community with the money that we've raised. So
the money that is raised here tonight is going to be just, the impact is immeasurable.
Yeah.
We serve over 4,000 people in the state of Tennessee every year.
And that number continues to grow.
It does. It does. And we need everything that we get, we put back towards our clients.
Right.
And just helping them.
Yeah. Jennifer, thank you once again from the bottom of my heart for being on the show tonight. We are here live for Dancing with the Stars. It's fixing to start. I can feel the excitement in the air.
I am just getting
I did want to tell our audience.
Look around.
Oh, I know.
I'm so
but I do want to tell our
excited.
audience one other thing. You know, go on your website, make a donation.
Please.
And then 731, November the 29th, you know, we're Giving Tuesday.
Giving Tuesday.
And if you haven't given to a local charity, please do so.
We hope you will choose the Star Center.
Yes. But we've got a lot of other organizations. But thank you so much for joining An Evening in Jackson, live at the fairgrounds, being brought to you by E+ Broadband. I'm your host, Kristi Turnbow. Thank you for joining.